Greetings, YouTubers. I'm making another reply video, which you probably won't see this in the guy's wall. You probably just see this in my video section because while I agree in 90% of the video that most of that stuff, yes, was all probably could have been taken on film, probably could have been avoided. Some of the stuff was just how you wanted to see it. The Mr. Tomas part, I refuse to believe that was any act of pedophilia as far as the movie sequence, book sequence. You can write you can write it off however you want because you're the one reading it. Tomas led her to the house to betray her to give her to the White Witch. White Witch. Now, which that's kind of actually a little bad, maybe a little sexist. Who knows? Yeah, they said the White Bitch and the whatchamacallit, the epic movie. If anyone's ever seen that, how they made fun of that. But I think that was a bit of a stretch. The pedophilia part. I think. And I'm sorry to say this, you might want to look a little inward on that one. That I don't know whether something happened. It's the person who made this to the video that I'm commenting on. Disney subliminal messages that either he or she, I don't know if it's a dude or a chick, was molested as a kid. And of course, yes, before anyone comments, I could check the person's information which the video was uploaded from, but a person could record, could make the video. There's a million different ways to make a video. There's not just record on YouTube. There's not just this, that. There's cameras. There's everything else, and they hand it to somebody else. They download it, put it on their computer, put it on their YouTube account. Couldn't even be the person's YouTube account, or it could be, and it could be anyway. Point being, I don't know who the hell made the video, but you might want to look into that. Either you were, when you were a kid, or you think about when you look at other kids. I don't know. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to speculate. All I can say is that's the only factor. I didn't agree on. Most of this stuff was dead on. The boner part and the Little Mermaid. Most of the other stuff is just subliminal messaging. However, and I'm not saying this to stick up for Disney, subliminal messaging has been around for years and years. I mean, since television's introduction, I think they've been using subliminal messaging. Ads use subliminal messaging. Let me see. There's child porn right now on the web. If we're gonna go pedophilia, there's let me see. YouTube lets people post videos of kids in bikinis that could be considered child porn, but you can't because then other people are like, well, no, because it's just a video of us at a vacation at a summer house. How people issue that is how people issue it. If I were to hang myself right now and place that on YouTube, someone could say, yeah, my neighbor said he'd get off to that, so that's technically porn. Can we age restrict that? And not even think about the death part, just think, well, he saw someone hanging themselves and got a boner and just went to town on himself. So I'm saying that to say that people don't look at the most obvious thing and they look at the subliminal thing. Somebody don't look at the subliminal things, they look at the most obvious thing. It's all how you view something. Most Disney movies, if anyone pays attention, the feminine figure, that's where I think they get the whole sexist thing, is women are supposed to have the hourglass figure, women are supposed to have the perfect figure, women are supposed to be this, that, but they're supposed to be submissive at the same time. So the one person who's supposed to be able to, whip them into shape and tame them, so to speak, like a wild stallion. I think that part's BS. How they display it, it's just that shit. I mean, guys, in movies, if we show a guy who's like, I'm on the rugged edge of the law. I killed 57 men in the valley of whatever, and now I settle down to the quiet life. I haven't shot a man in 9 years. All this shit, and no one thinks, oh, he's pussy whipped. They just think, oh, good for him, he's got his shit together. No, it's not that the crazy chick just started acting normal because she found love and she's no longer rebelling because that piece of her life is missing. No, it's she was pecked and now she's in the kitchen where she belongs. That's the whole feminist attitude, and that's what they want to implant into people. Basically, people look for messages where there are no messages, and people don't look for messages where there are messages. And everywhere there are messages and everywhere there isn't a message, because you just take that message and realize what they're trying to do and just shut that right off. For example, most Disney movies want people to just, what's the word I'm looking for here, conform to what people consider to be normal society. For example, all the women are men. There's no real gay thing in a movie way back when. There isn't. I mean, you can look, and you can look. Gay is like an outcast, so people are like, well, you know what? Well, we shouldn't be gay. That's why a lot of the times way back then, gay guys ended up raising kids and then coming out of the closet years later. Like, let me see. I worked with a guy. He was, I think he was 34, and his father was 72, and he came out of the closet at 72 years old. Said, you know what? I've been gay your whole life. It's just that I didn't want to say anything. And it never seemed to be the right time until I saw this guy that I loved. He was 72 years old at that point. It's like, yeah, it's a little too late now. But that's the subliminal messaging that they got. That's the actual subliminal messaging that people should be worried about, is the stuff that tells people that this is the appropriate way to live, this is how you want to live. Undertone, the real subliminal messages you never see, subliminal within everything else. Just the outer messages that are possibly glitches, possibly messages. I can't say because I wasn't there. I wasn't there when the guys were apparently having the conspiracy meeting to be like, hey man, give the priest a boner in The Little Mermaid. I wasn't there. Maybe it was a glitch. Maybe it was an honest sicko thing. Yeah, I'm not going to say for sure. But one thing I can say is that without subliminal messaging, not a lot of stuff would happen. And I'm going to drop a couple subliminal messaging, a couple examples on you from various things. If we were to take Sesame Street, you have the Cookie Monster, clearly a fucking pothead. I mean, he eats cookies all the time. And when I used to watch it when I was a kid, his freaking eyes were red. I mean, I'm not sure if his eyes are red anymore, but his eyes had like glassy red shit going through him. He'd like stomp down a cookie. He'd be like, me eat cookie, and eat the crap out of some cookies, which was the message for kids to eat a shitload of cookies. But now they're getting fat and fucking obese. We have to eat fruit. Count Chocula, I'd hate to see the episode when he actually fed for sustenance and sucked somebody's blood. Fed for sustenance. There we go. Fed and sustenance. But yeah, I mean, pretty much that's it. And then that giant elephant thing, which is clearly a pack rat and possible heroin addict. Yeah, don't think they could slip that one by anybody. The giant bird, who is a little weird. Interspecies erotica between Hermit and Miss Piggy, which everyone, like I said, everyone always gets hung up on the Bert and Ernie. They must be gay because they've been roommates and they live together. They're fucking puppets, people. They can't have homosexual puppets. How you see things, how you want to see them. Actually, yeah, I gotta kind of agree with that one. Never mind, take that previous statement back. But what would be wrong with that? Fudge packing puppets. I say the same thing I say with the rest of them, as long as they keep it, just the subliminal, as long as they keep it kind of like where everyone knows they know, but they don't know they know, but they know. So in other words, everybody knows, but they don't actually show Bert and Ernie just, going at it on the set, something to be explained later on in life. They're just supposed to be the introduction to that. Like the, welcome to the show, and then you step to the side. It's like the introduction to it's out there, and it is acceptable, so just welcome to our world type situation, without actually showing Bert and Ernie just going at it on Sesame Street, because then, you're going to have Kermit going, Porky. That wasn't me, folks. But it's actually pretty funny. But you get the idea that, we don't want to actually see that, but keep in mind it is out there. And then, of course, that's not all, folks, because we have Bugs Bunny, who is a cross-dresser, which, once again, it's all right. Just leave us alone about it. We don't need to know if you cross-dress. Yosemite Sam, which is a little psycho that shoots more bullets than friggin' the entire German army. A little too soon. And, of course, Daffy, who's a weird emo, a highly emotional little freak who blames everybody for his problems. Tasmanian Devil, which apparently is on crack. I'm just joking. He's a Tasmanian Devil. It's what he's supposed to do is dance around and. The Cat and the Bird, Tweety and Sylvester. Uh, Tweety, there's nothing really wrong there. Cat trying to eat a bird. Yeah, right. Moving on to the next one. Let me see. How was I going to say? I keep forgetting. Oh, the Roadrunner. Masochist. We could argue, but would you really want to? It's just all in good fun. And despite the fact he always gets hurt and hurt and hurt, I mean, people could argue the fact that. Oh, damn. I hate when I miss my sleep, but people could argue the fact that the Wile E. Coyote was a masochist and he was just constantly trying to hurt himself and never actually catch the Roadrunner. And people could debate the Roadrunner is giving kids wrong information about this. At the end of the day, and concluding with this, because I've already got 11 minutes on this bitch. Cartoons are cartoons. They're going to have subliminal messages that you're not going to agree with. They're going to have bad things in most TV shows: guns, violence, gore, blood, sexual innuendo, sexual content, possible nudity, brief nudity, this, and that, in TV shows, animated TV shows, movies, animated, whatever. But the key thing is maybe just monitor what your kids watch, monitor how your kids view things, and explain to them if they do actually catch something. Because I'd rather have my kid accidentally click on like Playboy or whatever and see a dude just going right into it with a chick. That way I can be like, no, they're just making babies. Click. Oh my God, you told that? Yeah, I'm not going to BS my kid. I'm just going to be flat out honest. Because it did save a lot of awkward conversations. I'm not going to, of course, watch a porno with them, but you get the idea. It's just that people want to save people from things, and you have to realize you just have to live, because nowadays society is a lot different from way back then. Or back then you could let your kids run outside and play all day long, and then come in at 6 or whatever, 7 at night, dinner's ready, everyone ran in. My family, we had to stay right around the house because of pedophiles, drug dealers, guns, this, that, whatever. And I just have to say to that, if we keep this undercover stuff up, we keep all this other stuff up, all we're going to do is give excuses to these pedophiles. Well, you know what? I watched the Chronicles of Narnia. I used to read that book all the time, and it just made sense that Mr. Thomas would lead the little girl into the house and try to fuck her. It never said he tried to fuck her. It just said he gave her a sleeping pill and then woke her up and sent her on her way because he wasn't going to kill her and turn her body into the witch. And then say he was going to fuck her and kill her and turn her body into the witch. Said he was going to kill her and turn her body into the witch. So, how people want to take that beyond that, it's just murder. I'd rather have someone say they're going to murder my kids than rape them. As awkward as that would be. Anywho, that's all for today, and I'll probably get a bunch of, oh, you're a fucking idiot, and nags about the comments I've made and backwards ass statements. But it's just what comes to mind, people.